Hello students, I hope you have understood LTE in basics, and let us go to the evolution of mobile technologies unit number 6 part 2. After scrolling through these are all slides, let us start with the discussion. The answers for the previous question. CDMA technique covers larger area as compared to GSM for communication. Yes, it is true. GSM techniques offer more security in comparison with CDMA. It is false. CDMA cost per call is not affordable by common man. No, CDMA cost per call is very less. Frequency reuse is better in GSM than CDMA. It is true. OFDM is best suited and used in CDMA communication. It is false. It is used in LTE. The LTE specifications provides downlink peak rates of 300 megabits per second and uplink peak rates 75 megabits per second. True. User plane latency for LTE should be greater than 5 milliseconds. It is false. It should be less than 5 milliseconds. Let us start the discussion with the today's topic. Modes of communication for LTE. Long-term evolution, time division multiple access, that is LTE TDD, time division duplex. Long-term evolution, frequency division duplex, LTE FDD. These are the two modes of communication. Two major differences in these two modes can be compared with the two questions. How data is uploaded or downloaded? What frequency spectra the networks are deployed in? Let us describe them. LTE FDD uses paired frequency to upload and download data, and LTE TDD uses a single frequency alternating between uploading and downloading data through time. The ratio between uploads and downloads on a LTE TDD network can be changed dynamically, depending on whether more data needs to be sent or received. LTE TDD and LTE FDD also operate on different frequency bands, with LTE TDD working better at high frequencies and that LTE frequency division duplexing working better at low frequencies. Frequencies used for LTE time division duplexing range from 1850 MHz to 3800 MHz, with several different bands being used. The LTE time division duplexing spectrum is generally cheaper to access and has less traffic. The bands for LTE time division duplexing overlap with those used for WiMAX, which can easily be upgraded to support LTE time division duplexing. Let us see different frame structures of LTE. On your screen, you can see there is frame number 0 to 3. This is the first part of LTE frame structure. You can see that each frame is of 10 milliseconds starting from 0 to 3. A mobile handset or user terminal is getting connected with the antenna. Then again, in the next stage, each frame is described into several subframes, that is referred from subframe number 0 to subframe number 9. The total timing for these 9 frames is 10 milliseconds. Each subframe is of 1 millisecond. So one frame is equal to 10 subframes. This is the second part of LTE structure. Now each subframe is again divided into two time slots. Time slot number 0 and time slot number 1. Each time slot is of 0.5 milliseconds and one subframe equal to 2 time slots. This time slot is further divided into different symbols. On screen, you can see in blue color, the light blue color indicates band gap and dark blue color indicates OFDM symbols. The total period for this frame is 0.5 millisecond. One time slot is equal to 7 OFDM symbols in case normal CP, and one time slot equal to 6 OFDM symbols in case of extended CP. Let us discuss more on this and summarize it. Time duration for one frame, one radio frame, one system frame is 10 milliseconds. This means that we have 100 radio frame per second. Number of subframe in one frame is 10. Number of slots in one subframe is 2. This means that we have 20 slots within one frame. And one slot is made up of 7 small blocks called symbols. Let us see LTE type 1 type frame structure, also called as LTE frequency division duplexing frame structure. This diagram is divided into two parts. The upper part is called uplink frequencies, downlink frequencies, and lower part is called uplink frequencies. The frame structure is very similar to the previous one. Frame from 0 to 3 are of 10 milliseconds each. Each frame is divided into next small divisions denoted as D or U, where D is referred as downlink frequency and U is referred as uplink frequency. LTE FDD is a full duplex system, means both the downlink and uplink transmission happens at the same time at different frequencies. Type 2 system is called as LTE time division duplexing frame structure. In this frame structure, the first part is very similar to the previous structure, that is frame number 0 to 3 are of each 10 milliseconds. Then that frame is divided into subframes thereafter, in which the symbols used are D, S, U, where D is downlink subframe, U is uplink subframe, and S is spatial subframe. In the structure shown on the screen, you can see first downlink subframe, there comes a spatial subframe. And similarly, after 4 frame from subframe, another subframe appears. A subframe is made up of 3 different parts. That is DWPTS, means downlink pilot time slot, then GP guard period, and then UPPTS, that is uplink pilot time slot. The total duration of this subframe is 1 millisecond. The transmission is divided into time domain, means at one moment of time either downlink subframe is transmitted or uplink is transmitted. So these are the two major types. The type 1 is LTE FDD and type 2 is LTE TDD. Let us learn more about this. LTE TDD, or also referred as time division LTE subframe allocation. A total of 7 up or downlink configurations have been set up, and these use either 5 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds switch periodicities. In the case of 5 millisecond switch point periodicity, a spatial subframe exists in both half subframes. In the case of 10 milliseconds periodicity, the spatial subframe exists in the first half frame only. It can be seen from the table below that the subframes 0 and 5 as well as DWPTS are always reserved for the downlink. It can also seen from that table is UPPTS and subframe immediately following the spatial subframe are always reserved for uplink transmission. Look at the table. Uplink downlink configuration is listed in the first column. Downlink to uplink switch periodicity is listed in the second column. And in third column, there are several sub columns we show you frame numbers. So the meaning for D, S and U remains same as per the previous discussion. Let us see LTE design parameters. So LTE design parameters are the parameters which are must to configure the system for LTE handling. The column or the table is divided into two parts. One is metric and one is the requirement. In metric, peak data rate, and the requirement for this is download link should be 100 Mbps and uplink should be 50 Mbps for 20 MHz spectrum. Mobility support, the requirement is up to 500 kbps but optimized for low speed from 0 to 15 kmph. Control panel latency, that is the transition time to active state, is less than 100 milliseconds for idle or active. User plane latency is less than 5 milliseconds. Control plane capacity is greater than 200 users per cell for 5 MHz spectrum. Coverage, that is cell sizes, should be 5 to 100 km with slight degradation after 30 km. Spectrum flexibility 1.25, 2.5, 5, 10, 15 and 20 MHz is available. I hope this is done for all today. Let us stop here. We'll discuss this again in the part 3. Thank you.